Okay. How you feeling today, Chub?
Hey, Regina. I'm feeling good.
Hey, Lucia.
Hey, Mariah.
Hey, Lucia.
Hi. Took a little nap. I'm ready to get into this live. Wait for everybody to come in. People might have fell asleep. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Lisa D. Delight. Hey, Shawanda.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, Shawanda. Welcome in. Get ready for people chance to come in. And our guest, wait a minute, she's here. Hello. I'm going to welcome Queen of
Hey,
Queen.
how are you?
Welcome. How you
Welcome.
doing? You
I'm doing
okay?
great. I'm doing great. I'm doing
That's
great.
good. Get a few people. Hey, Cena, welcome in.
Hey, Queen of Queen.
Hi, Shucks.
Check some.
Hey, Tina. Hey to the chat.
Okay. We get let a few more people come in. Hey, James, welcome. Cena, definitely welcome everybody. Lisa, Shawanda, how you doing? Well, what I want to do, I have a friend up here, our sister up here, Queen of Queen. She also a content creator, and she's an author, right? You write books, right?
Yes, ma'am.
She write. Can y'all turn your speak up a little bit, your volume or something like that?
Sure. I'll turn it up.
Hey,
Is that
Charlene,
better?
thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Is that better?
Much better, much better. Can y'all hear me?
Regina, we can hear you very
Okay,
well.
good. Okay, good. I'm be smart. So what I'm doing tonight, this is a live dedicated to our sis, Queen to Queen, in honor of our best friend, whom she loved, welcome them Cap, who she recently lost. Her name is Charlotta Green. And I'm gonna give Queen of Queen the floor to talk about the reason why we're here today. Go ahead, Queen. We're mute
I
up.
just I just want to say thank you, Regina, for just giving me the opportunity and even thinking to reach out and to do this story about my best friend, Charlotta Green. Um, just to give you a little background about Charlotta, Charlotta was an individual that loved her family. She loved life. She was very impressionable. Wherever she went, people just gravitated to her, and she just was a nurturer. She was a nurturer, and was like an anchor to me. She was an anchor to me. And we went to high school together. We went to Northern High School. Shout out to the Jayhawks. We graduated in 95, and we just traveled through life together. We were the same. We came from the same background. We grew up on the north end of Detroit. We both were singers. Of course, she was a better singer than me, but I would never ever admit it. I would never admit it. But she just was a beautiful light, and unfortunately, she passed away from COVID. Her and her husband. She passed away within hours of him. And so it made national news. It was, covered by People magazines and all these different outlets. And she had 7 children that was left behind. And so when I tell you that it left a hole in my heart, I know for a fact that I am not the same anymore. Um, Her and Troy, they were teenage sweethearts. They got together around 14 years old. They were both 14, and they just fell in love and they got married. They were married for 22 years. And out of that marriage, produced 7 kids, 6 girls and 1 boy. She said, I'm gonna keep trying until I get a son. And that's exactly what she did. And I'm like, girl, you need to stop having these kids. And she said, nope, I'm gonna keep trying until I get a girl. And that's what she did. And they were together, and it was like, you saw one, you saw the other, and Troy loved his wife. She loved Troy, and that's all you knew was Charlotte and Troy. She was, I mean, just the sweetest person you ever want to meet. And I was talking to the ladies earlier, and I was just saying, don't you remember you had that one person, or don't you know you had that one person that is just down for you, your friend that you could just be however you want to be around them, just real, won't judge you, won't pass judgment on you, and just accept you for who you are, and that's exactly what she was to me, and some of my secrets she took to her grave, and her secrets I'm for sure taking to my grave. We were just, that close, you know what I'm saying? We'll move the world for her, and she will move the world for me. And it just was a tragic way in how they left. So we were all supposed to go to Florida together for a friends and family trip last summer. And it was, of course, Michigan, where we were a hot spot, and COVID was just running rapid, and especially in Florida, it was a hot spot there. But we were going to rent a B&B, and we were all going to go together. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling well, so I couldn't go. And Troy wasn't feeling well, her husband, so he stayed. And I was saying, you sure you want to go? Because they had just went to Florida. She's like, yeah, I want to go. The girls, they want to go back to Florida. We really enjoyed ourselves before. And I said, well, you need to go ahead and get the vaccine. You need to go ahead and get the vaccine. She said, yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the vaccine. I think they were thinking about getting it when they came back after the trip from Florida. So I said, well, I'm just going to stay back. Well, and then she mentioned to me, she said, oh, my body, I think I'm coming down with the flu. And I'm like, I said, Charlotte, you sure you want to go? And she said, yeah, I want to go. So she went to Florida, the first day she was walking around showing me the B&B was beautiful. And then the second day, she kept saying she didn't feel well. And I FaceTimed her, and I said, well, I said, get a phone to your mom so I could see her. And she was just leaning over in the car, and she said she thinks she had COVID. And so she got tested, and sure enough, she had COVID 2 days after her trip to Florida. She contracted COVID. And so I begged her. I said, Charlotta, please just come back. Just come back to Detroit, while you can still walk, and they'll service you better here, because in Florida it's such an influx, you may not get that one-on-one care that you need. And she just wanted the girls to have a good time. And so she decided to stay. And so she stayed there, and maybe 2 days after, she was in ICU. She was in the hospital. And she was still talking and everything. And she told me to make sure her children got vaccinated. So I loaded them all up in my car, and I made sure that they got vaccinated. I took them. It took 2 trips, but I made sure that they got vaccinated. And I believe the aunt took some of the other children to get vaccinated as well. Then Troy contracted COVID. And while he was here, I did what any best friend would do. I made sure I took food over there to his house. I took sea moss over, all of the things that people tell you during that time. They were saying, eat garlic. They were saying, eat honey, tea, all of that. So I took all of that. I took it all over to his house, and I just set it on the porch, and he would come to the door. He would come to the door, and it seemed pleasant and talking. I'm like, oh, he okay, he all right, he fighting it. And so maybe 3 days went by, and she told me to go back to the house. And this is when I knew things was like taking a turn for the worse. She said Troy called and said, can you take him some cans where that he can open, with the lid, because he just didn't have enough strength to turn the knob on the regular can opener. And so that's when I knew that it was getting bad. So I went and I did that. Unfortunately, he had to be rushed to the hospital. And so they, took her to the hospital and they spent their anniversary in the hospital. She was in Florida in the hospital ICU. He was here in Detroit in the ICU. And they were not, they both were in hospital. I want to say for 17 days, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and they, slowly just slowly deteriorated from there. Her lungs was damaged. The hospital did the best that they could. When I knew that it was getting bad, me and her sister flew to Florida to um to see her. We were trying to get to her, and so once we're in the air, just trying to get there. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm just hold on so I can get there, so we can pray, just hold on so that we can get there. And in my mind, I'm saying she's gonna pull through this. She's gonna pull through this. She got 7 kids, and I'm saying, Lord, I know the Lord is not gonna allow this, because you have human moments. You don't I wasn't hating the Lord, but you question, right? And so they called while we were in the air and said that she didn't make it. And that's when I tell you, that was the hardest thing, to know that I didn't make it to see her. And when we got there, she was gone. She was gone. She was gone. And they allow us to come in and go in the room, her and her sister. And she was there. You could tell she was fighting. You could tell just in her face, and you could tell that she was fighting, but she didn't make it. And I'm just like, I was numb. I I was numb.
You
And
okay, Clayling? You okay, Queen?
I want to tell her story. I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna push
Okay.
through. Um, and so here's a woman that loved her family. Nothing could take her down. When it came to her family, she would fight you tooth and nail. Nothing could take this woman down. She was the strongest woman. But this COVID took her out. It took her out. And so, we spent the night there in the hotel, and we got on the plane to get back home. And before we can hit Detroit, when we got to the airport in Florida to go home, they said that he had passed. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. And I'm telling you, the flight there, the flight there, the Lord allowed an evangelist to sit next to me. This woman was in the church. I know it had to be just getting on the plane. I just was, having a lot of anxiety. And the woman just began to pray for me. And I know that was God. I know that was God that had that woman there. She rode with the whole flight there. This woman was praying for me. And I got off the plane, and it was just crazy. It was just so crazy how her story just took off. So he ended up having a heart attack. And her lungs, she had so much damage, in her lungs, and her body just began to shut down. But in their passing, they left 7 children, here. And the family in the country uh, rallied around these children. There was an account set up for them, and people just gave, because I'm gonna tell you, here locally in Detroit, she was a presence, especially on her job. Me and her used to work together, and I worked for a large corporation, extremely large corporation in the country. And these people, these executives, were in tears. They came to me in tears because they felt that loss. And they were just, remorseful. And so everything was able to be taken care of. The auntie and the family, stepped in. But as you know, sometimes in this society, when things just, continue on, people, they forget, or, they feel like they've done they all, but life still has to go on for these children. So we have been doing the best that we can, what I'm saying? Their auntie for sure has been a godsend. Their family has been a godsend, but there is a need. One of the oldest daughters has had a beautiful child, and there's a need. And so I just want to say thank you, Regina and Shelby, for even seeing this story and reaching out to me, and just having sympathy and just reaching out. You know,
Right.
I
Um.
appreciate that.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying I appreciate that.
You know what? We love you, Queen of Queen. I didn't know anything. Sharonda, it's Ling at the end. But we didn't. I didn't know any of this until I had a game night,
Yeah.
and she just was fortunate enough to win in that game night, and she thanked me. Because she played in the game night, she won fair square, and she thanked me, and then she told me the story. Like,
Mhm.
I did not even have an idea. We never know what people going through. We never know how people feeling or what they struggling with. We all, fall. But for somebody to lose not only one parent, two parent, it kind of broke me because I knew the way I love my mother. I don't have my father here, but I'm an
Mhm.
older woman and I have my mother, and I'm blessed for the days how long I have her. But for these young children to lose not only a mother and a father, and then they have their
Oh,
mom's
and their grandmother.
and their
Their
grandmother. Yeah, and
the
they have.
grandmother, yeah, the grandmother passed like months before the mother did.
Oh my God, I didn't
And
know that.
see, I just thinking about that. These people here were anchors in my life because I lost my mother last year, and so her mother,
I'm
along with other
sorry.
people, stepped in as a surrogate for me, and then she died. You see what I'm saying? So I have lost a lot of people in my life, but these children for sure have lost the most. You know?
And I didn't know that. And like I said, when she came in there and told me that, it broke me down. I'm a high strung person. I'm an emotional person, and it broke me down just to think of you know, a loss that these children are feeling at a young tender age. That not only they lost what you said, the grandmother, then the mother, now the father, back to back to back, and then have their mom's best friend and then one aunt trying to rally around them. Didn't seem right. It didn't seem enough. That's why I said, you know what? I wanted to go live because I just wanted to call on people to see if they can reach in their heart and donate whatever they could to be a blessing. That's we have to do that. That's in us. God will want us to do that. It's just the right things to do. You know what I'm saying? There was no
Yeah,
question asked. I don't need no validation from you, Queen. I love you.
yeah, I know. But people they get so funny
You
acting, about
want
when it come to money. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I I answer to a higher authority, and I say that I have to answer to God. I'm more scared of what God can do me than what people can do me, because people do stuff in secret, but they don't know that God is looking right at them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? And I promised my best friend, I promised her that I would make sure that these kids is okay, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to do that. If nobody give a dime, at least you heard this story, and I ain't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to be helpers to one another. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you do, it's a blessing. If you're just here for support and you say you send your love, that's enough too. Because I'm telling you, I need it. It ain't never. It's never gonna be long enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Because that was outside of God, that was my rock. That was my rock. And I'm gonna miss her. And we just gonna do what we got to do. We just gonna do what we got to do.
Queen of Queen, do you have a picture on your Cash App or you have no picture?
I have a picture. I have long hair. I have a long wig.
Uh,
I have a long wig. It's Clayling Woods.
oh,
But it's
okay.
not Clayling. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I see it. I was trying to make sure I got the right Cash App so I can send you something.
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was feeling fancy when I took this picture here. I always tease people, But yeah, I'm telling you, just a light, just a light. Oh, and she was a wonderful singer. Can sing her face off. and a nurturer. You can tell her something, you will never hear it again. That's just how she was. I'll share and I'll be transparent. um there was I had a medical emergency and I was at the hospital, and I mean I was just all out. Just, we had those moments when you have a human moment. I mean, I'm screaming and hollering and help me, I'm in pain, blah 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 blah. I'm just, I was, it was one of those what you call ugly moments. I had one of those moments. I was sick, and her mother called and said, you better get down there and see about your best friend. And when I got down there, when she came down there, she didn't say a word. She came in there. I was in so much pain. I took everything off and just threw it on the floor. Everything. You hear me? And she came in there and folded up everything, quietly, sat there with me, walked me to the restroom, came in the restroom with me, wiped the bottom of my feet because I would refuse. I didn't want to put no socks on. I was in so much pain, and just was there. That type of that moment, I'll never get that moment back. I will never get nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? Back. Just there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how much she mean to me. And till I take my last breath, until unless God delay his coming, I'm gonna be there for these kids. Bottom line. And I thank you guys for doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have nobody has to do anything, and I appreciate it. And the girls know, I spoke to the girls earlier today and they gave their blessing, and then they did. They sit there, they said thank you.
You know what? It just, like I said, they don't have to think. This is the human thing to do, because nobody would want to be in that predicament, not at a young age. Nobody would want to face that.
Mhm.
And you're lost, and you don't know what to do, and it can't be all on you. Like I said, you're not in this by yourself, and I told you that.
Mhm. Now, I do want to say that they do have their aunt there, and they have on both sides they have a aunt, and they do have a family here too as well. And everybody's just doing their best, but 7 people is 7 people, and we always want to pitch in and help. Oh, thank you for putting the link to the story in the chat. Yeah, it's in there. Hey, boat boy, stop capping. You came on my show one time. I was hoping you would come back. I enjoyed your conversation. Yeah, so she's just amazing individuals, and all the children are talented. They play. Someone play instruments. They all sing. And the ages is from I want to say 11 to 24.
And one of them just had a baby. Am I correct?
Yeah, the second oldest just had a baby. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So hold on for a minute. One second.
I want to thank people for, I see it coming in now, guys. I want to thank you again for your support, trust and believe. As soon as we get off this live, this will be forwarded to them.
Well, we're here for you, Queen to Queen. Definitely. I support you big time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, also, I want to mention, guys, I don't know if anybody on here is in the Michigan area or whatever, but where I'm doing a book signing July 9th. And the book is called Brown Girls. You can search it on Amazon right now. This book is about positive affirmations for little girls that look like us. And it's to build the self-esteem of little girls. I have a plethora of books on Amazon that deals with self-esteem, encouraging Black men, Black women, and children alike. If you want to support and get the book, you can. This week I went in and lowered the book down from $18 to $6. If you want to do that, if you want to be a sponsor to the book signing, you can do that as well. We're trying to give away free food to the community now. I have an organization called Drama Entertainment Gives Back, and we attach ourselves to a charity every year to feed and gift and clothe. For the last 2 years, we've been on our own because of COVID. A lot of organizations have not been doing a lot of big events. But so we've been, what we do is we just give away, we do like a food or a mask giveaway. And last year was very successful. And so we're going to try to do that again. Um, during this book signing, we're going to give away free food and gifts and stuff for the community. So if you want to be a sponsor, no amount is too small. It will go towards the book signing. I'm going live that day so you can see where your money go. Hey, if you do give, make sure you put in the note, what it's for or whatever. And I thank you guys in advance. Thank you so much, Regina and Shelby.
You are so welcome.
You're welcome very much.
I'm trying to pull up your book link and I'm going to make sure that I drop it in here before we leave.
Okay. All
And
right.
it's on Amazon as well, right?
Yes,
I,
ma'am. It's on Amazon.
and I'm going to purchase that myself. Everybody that came in, some people came in the end. Queen of Queen was sharing a story about her best friend that she recently lost. Not only did her best friend pass, Claretta, what's her last name again? I'm sorry.
Charlotta Green.
Charlotta Green. And Charlotta Green also, a few days later, lost her husband. And prior to that, they lost a grandmother had died and left behind 7 children. So it was like when I heard the story, I was touched. I just like I had to come out and do something. You know, when you got people coming out here and they speaking from their heart. I'm not coming out here because y'all know a lot of times when I do come live, it's always to do a blessing to somebody. But people like Charlene Green, her family really needs our blessing today. Whatever you able to give, I appreciate it. I'm giving as well. Whatever you able to give, I appreciate that.
Most definitely appreciate it. And I'm gonna tell you, there is a need. These young ladies, I commend them. They are basically learning on the job. You know what I'm saying? Learning on the job. We all know, as women, mature women, what we got to do to make sure the lights is on, make sure the gas is on, make sure the water's still running, make sure they got food and clothing. This young lady, the oldest, had to make sure that all the other children had, and I'm not taking away from the other family members as well. I'm not, and no way am I doing that. Of course, they are there. But I just want to do my part and keep my promise and make sure, that they're okay. And there is a need. So, I just think, because let me tell you something, people don't have to give, people don't have to do nothing for nobody, and what you see is what you get with me. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is to give, and I know what it is to receive, and I know what it is to be a blessing, and I know what it is to receive a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So when you give, it's going to always come back to you. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I just say thank you again for this opportunity, for allowing me to share her story. If you go on her she's still, the family is still keeping her Facebook up and running. That's Charlotta Green, CharletteAGreen. You will see the light that she was and how she loved her family. If you go on my Facebook page, I got tons of video of her, because I just want to keep her alive, in our minds and our thoughts. And you will see how wonderful of a mother she was. She loved her children. And she died, you know what I'm saying, doing what she do best, and that was being a mother and making sure her children was happy. So I just, like I said, I feel like half of me is gone. Half of and every day it's a struggle to just do life. I love life and I refuse to give up. But it's hard when half your team, half your crew, I have a production company, and those people were very essential in my production company. Half them is gone. So it's hard to do what you love when half the people are gone. You know what I'm saying? So we move on. God is good. We're yet here. And I know she would want us to be happy and live on and continue to look after her kids. And that's exactly what I tend to do. That's exactly what I tend to do.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. We got you. I just want to also come out here that I'm not here by myself. I'm also out here with Shelby Chubbs. She helped make a lot of things possible for me today. And like always, this was something we did together. You know what I mean? I shared the story with her, and this was something that we wanted to do together. And she's also going to continue that support by putting it in her chat and uploading the story about it. So this is Shelby and I thing. It's no I in team. This is a gathering. We did it for the love of Queen the Queen, and the
And I
fact that she's
appreciate
just
that.
traumatized about what happened. We sit back and we talk about it, and it's just unfathomed to see, and it shouldn't be all board on your shoulders or the aunt's shoulders. When you got somebody that's able to do, that's what we do. That's what you're supposed to be here for. I told you, you're not by yourself. You know
And
what
I
I mean?
appreciate that. God knows we do. I'm telling you, God knows we do. God knows we do. Those kids is I feel and I know that some people may say, hey, that's just that was your best friend. You don't have to go so hard, but we were like sisters. We were like sisters, and we were down for each other. And there's no way in the world, that I just got to be there for them. I have to, and I just and that's what my endeavor is, and I'm going to continue on, because I want them to feel like there's somebody here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say they do have their family, but I also want them to know that I'm here for them, that I am here, that I was their mother's best friend, and I'm going to continue to be her best friend by making sure that they are okay. Thank you, Chubbs. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. I'm going to look here. I don't know if people want me you know, to call their name out or whatever, but I most definitely want to say thank you.
Yes, you could call Lane name out and
Okay.
just call Lane name out and thank them, for their donation because
Okay.
we appreciate Tawana. Hey, love you, boo.
Yeah. So, Shelby, of course, I thank you. Good looking gang. I know that's boy stop capping. At first, I didn't know who that was. I had to look at the letters. Thank you so much, Regina Stokes. Of course, I thank you, Sarita H. Thank you so much. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And guess what? I'm a woman of faith. I'm a minister. It's going you blessing the woman of God. This is good ground over here. I promise you, it's going to come back 100-fold. I don't know what you may need in your life. If it's a healing, a financial blessing, or whatever you may need in your home, God's going to bless you because you sowed a seed over here. My hands is clean. I don't play no games when it come to that. And I just want to say thank you guys for that. Thank you, every single one of you guys, for giving, because you don't have to, right? Thank you, Tanya Renee. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I send nothing but miracles and blessings your way. Look at God, ministers unite. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Shelby. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All for the book. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me tell you, honey, God is going to, I promise y'all, I promise you, look for it. Look for it. God is going to bless you guys. I ain't no televangelist. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of them people that, whatever. But I promise you, when something come your way, a blessing come your way, you're going to say, I want you to remember this night when you gave, when you didn't have to. Because it's going to come back to you. God going to bless you. He is. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tanya Renee, Shelby, Sarita H, Regina Stokes, Boy Stop Capping, Shelby. Thank you so much. I
And
appreciate
thank everybody for coming in this live to hear this story and this message. And just know that people out here hurting today. They really is hurting today. I just couldn't even fathom. I just couldn't even fathom. I really
it.
could
Yeah.
not at no young age. And even like I said, the age I'm in now, my mother's still living. I thank God for that. And I thank God that He made me a giving child. I do. I think every day because I do get my blessings. Trust me, I do. Every time I turn around, He's there because I swear you cannot take a dime with you. You cannot take nothing with you. I don't care what people tell me that all the time. You shouldn't do this. Listen. I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing it for Him to bless me. I'm doing it because this is
Out
what
of
you.
the goodness of your heart. You know
This
what
is
I'm
what you
saying?
want to do. It's sad. it really is sad and really touched me. I didn't even know when you called me and told me about the story. I was really hurt. Like,
I'm gonna
I was
tell you,
like,
there was such
imagine those babies over there, not only one parent but two, and then the grandmother. I just it's too much. But like I said, we didn't come in this world to stay. We all got to leave. But that is something that's very unimaginable. That's something that nobody don't want to feel. And anybody know if they going through something or they got an issue or whatever like that, and they going through something similar, all you have to do is confess it, and God will take care of it. He will.
he's faithful to take care of his people. And that night that I played the game night, it was just by faith. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a extreme need that day. And I didn't I'm gonna just be real. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna use whatever I had to do what I had to do to make sure that the need was being taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And I was just sitting there. I had already made up my mind. I'm laying in the bed, had finished my day, and you guys that came on, and I had came on there. You know what I'm saying? And somebody said, "Well, what kind of internet do she have?" I was typing so fast, and I ended up winning that money, and it was just what I needed. You know what I'm saying? And then I was able to go ahead and do what I needed to do for the young ladies, and then of course Miss Stokes blessed me again, knocked my socks off. So of course I was able to be a great blessing to them, and just keep them going, just to keep them going. And that's the point of this, to keep them going. I want to keep them afloat. We keeping them afloat, and that's exactly what this is about. And so I'm telling you, it had to be God, because I just was in there just having, and I enjoyed myself having a good time, and the Lord ended up being a blessing. And for that, Regina, I promise you, I know you ain't doing it for no blessing, but God is gonna bless you tremendously, because He has to. He has to honor His word. The Bible says you reap what you sow. If you sow, it's gonna come back to you. And I promise you, what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing, Regina, because it's a blessing. People ain't don't do this quite often. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? And Shelby too as well. Thank you so much for even facilitating this, allowing this, and just working together. Um, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is going to help them out tremendously.
I want to thank everybody that donated. I want to thank everybody that came into this live. You heard the testimony, you heard the story about what happened. And I just want to let everybody know that, this means a lot to me that you came in here and you done that and you gave from your heart. It means a lot to me. And I also want to say keep them notification on when I go live again, because you never know if I'm going to do a show me the money bonus game, or I'm going to do just a game night period. So keep them notifications on. Keep being you, keep being safe. And I just want y'all to know, one love in the chat for everybody. And I really appreciate everybody for just coming through. I really do. And showing your heart and your love. Thank you.
Thank you. I know we ain't never met nobody we've been in the same room, but you guys are literally bringing me to tears, because I don't have a lot. You know what I'm saying? I work with what I got, but sometimes you got to use your talent, use your voice, whatever you can to help. And this is what I'm doing. Whatever I can do to help these young ladies, that's what I'm gonna do. And it has brung forth a manifestation of fruit. And I say thank you again, people. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
All right, that completes the live. So again, one love everybody. And just remember that I got nothing but love for all of you guys up in this chat. So don't forget, keep them notifications on, because you never know when I'm coming back.
Oh, thank you, Tanya Renee.
And
Thank
fine,
you.
I know you working. I'm gonna have to hit you up. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessing. Thank you, Clayling. Take it easy and breathe well, baby. I'll be
Thank
talking
you.
to you. Shelby tells I love you. See y'all.
Oh, wait, thank you, Tawana Ray. Thank you.
All right, one love.